Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Cass having vision problems. Cass having vision problems.
because this is not for reading, but it's the glare of the
She
lights.
want to read stuff, right?
But then
But
this
then the
is,
light mess with her. But she don't want to put
but
the
then this
stunners
is for
on.
glare.
And
This is for.
it's just a we two blind mice, two blind mice, two blind
Makes it hard
mice.
to makes it hard to read from here, but it's due to the glare. These are not reading glasses. These are driving and glare anti-glare
So
glasses.
you can't read without your glasses.
Well, this is not, but I can't read. I can't read up
What's up,
close.
smashing that bass? Money Mike, what you off early tonight?
There's that.
Money Mike, you off early tonight? Smashing that bass. What's up? This 2 Alpha Life crew. Too Rich, what up? That was a 5 hour live last week,
That
yo.
was crazy and
That was
ridiculous.
crazy. I couldn't even rewatch it.
I think I watched it
Yo, my
13
cousin,
times.
boy, that boy get in here. That boy could talk,
I
boy.
mean, that's why you related
You
to
think
him.
I'm a talk? We related for real.
You are so Kelly was on the
Yo,
entire
Kelly,
time.
he told the whole clan that how good of a time he had on here. Thanks for showing my
You
family
did.
such good love. Yeah, he even told his brother that he
They had a
had a
good
good
time.
time.
Hold,
So he might come
when
on
did
here
hold on? He stay on for
the
anyway.
whole daggone
The
time,
entire 5 hours.
the entire 5 hours. Too Rich, how long my cousin stay on here? The
See, now I have to take
5 hours,
contribution.
boy.
Oh, he said he watched it all in 2 days. I know. I saw you and Mike said that. That's dedication,
Yo,
yo.
yo, this live was originally set up for 1 hour,
I know.
one single
five
hour, because
hours.
I was valuable. It's been skirting off into two, but that last week 5
I think you broke records, man. Master did a 24 hour
was a
shit.
long ass time. Let me ask this dude, he coming up.
Dude, he said it's a good life. Hey, Tap In Productions.
Tap in, what up? 5 hour live. I was walking into my man Bug Nation time frame, boy.
That's what he does.
Bug be on there like all night, be having a 24-hour live out this piece.
Mm.
Yo, yeah, man. Yeah, type in. What up, man?
So he cool as
Big Papa. Yeah. I walked in the
Have you
daggone
spoken to him
Bug
today?
Nation thing, huh?
Have you spoken to him today?
I haven't spoken to him. He's just telling me office politics, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah, so but I haven't talked to him, but I just heard feedback.
See, I'm
My
already
family
on.
had a good time on a live last week. It too rich, you had all them Charlotte folks on here, both vote. I just texted him to see if he coming through this week because he probably don't remember that we do it every week. He asked me when the next time you're doing it. He asked me like 3 times this week. When the
Oh,
next time I was doing
well, he
Say, when
was
next
on
time
for a
y'all
while
doing that,
too.
man?
He
Huh?
was on for a while too. He was on the entire time
The
too.
entire time.
That's why.
Yo, this shit is therapeutic and it's fun and it feel good, man. And that's the crazy thing. You think people kicking me, people kicked off of lives and stuff like that. Ain't nobody getting kicked over here. You come on here, you talk your stuff and do your thing, man. This is celebrating the wins because what I mean, celebrating our little bit of freedom that we do have, but we gotta pay for it. Somebody gotta pay for it. Somebody gotta pay for this shit, yo. This live, this is not free, and it requires a lot of time. And for real, we didn't have a conversation. We didn't even have a conversation about this, did we?
About what?
About what the live was about. Cass,
We
actually,
had. I was asking you, no, but you did kind of tell me a little bit about what
no,
you. No,
before
that
I,
just happened today. Because we were like, what we gonna talk about? Sometimes it comes to us early, sometimes it doesn't. Frankly,
no, we had just
so
a busy week. I was in class all week,
yeah.
so we didn't spend a lot of time together. I had to recertify some crap, and I was in class all week, and I got home like crazy late. And then I had to, even though I had a class, I still have to work. So the stuff that don't get done while I'm not there, I had to. It's just messy. It was a messy week, and we didn't get a lot of time to communicate or discuss anything or strategies. Uh, the time we did take, we took to refine the business concept because our business plan. especially for 2 Hour for Life, because the business plan is something that's always evolving. And so we had to discuss delegating some stuff and just figuring stuff out as far as
Hey,
our
Gilbert.
business strategy and as far as the direction that we need to take it. So that spent most of the morning because that's back and forth. That's back and forth.
Because
And I'm an asshole.
and it's always like I told you
Yo,
so.
I'm a totalitarian dictator.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
be saying something like I
I
told
am
you
I
months
am a
ago about this guy
totalitarian
now,
dictator.
and you
Yo,
don't listen shit.
in my world, nobody don't got shit to say. Yeah,
Mm,
talk all the hell you want, but you really got to say something really inquisitive for me to say, oh shit, you're right.
not inquisitive, you mean profound.
You got to say something
I've been telling
absolutely
you,
fucking
I've been
profound.
telling you some stuff from months ago, and you didn't pay me no mind.
Nah,
So you
Cass has a
can't worry.
strange way of explaining stuff to me, so I get lost. It's like,
You
get to the
don't listen
point.
to anybody
Get to the
at all.
point. You know what I
What's so
mean?
funny is that when you're talking, you're always like, give
Because
you a
I try to get
chance.
the
No, you
whole
are always
backstory.
like, give you a chance to finish your thought, but you're impatient when anybody else is trying to express something, even in a short form for you. You don't want to hear it. So,
Oh, anyway, after we had discussion,
well,
our
that's how
evolution of
conversations
business plan, I was chopping it up with my man, with them tactical turkeys. They doing their thing. And my man Tack Life Jay was on a roll today, boy. He was on a roll. So I said something to him,
Hey,
man.
Chris Steven.
Yeah, my man Tack Life Jay was on a roll today, man. All about the NFA and fuck these taxes, and he want to go out and shoot his shit properly. He was on the roll, man. And I was like, yo, my saying was just like, yo, Tack, just go out there, go onto the range, man. Nobody even gives a shit. Nobody even paying attention. Everybody going to the range doing their thing, making sure they good. If you really want to go out and shoot your shit, man, go out there and shoot your shit. You know what I mean? Nobody is. He's like, well, it should be free. It's like, damn, nothing free. So I was like, damn, looking at, and we got to pay tax. It's tax season. Property taxes, business tax, every kind of fucking tax. It's tax season coming up. Like, it's tax season. It's the quarter end, right? It's tax season, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the tax bill. I was like, it's a goddamn tax on everything. And he talking about these tax on his damn pistol brakes, paying the damn SBR, tax stamp shit, and they tax on everything. So that conversation deprived out of what the fuck isn't taxed. You see what I'm saying? If you have, like, say for instance, you have freedom of speech. Everybody in the world have freedom of speech, but the moment you speak publicly where there's more than 5 people gathering, you got to pay for a permit to speak. The moment you got freedom of assembly, the moment that you gather, assemble, and it's more than 5 people, you're a gang. You need a permit
in public space.
In public space. You know what I mean? So do you have freedom of assembly? Do you have freedom of speech if you can't speak to more than 5 people at one time? Okay. Freedom of the press. You have the right to run the print and write what the hell you want until you distribute it to more than a certain amount of people. Then you got to pay taxes on it. Right? So you have freedom of speech, tax, freedom of the press, tax, freedom of assembly, tax. You take your ass to church, you're going to pay a tithe, tax. You know what I mean? It's tax, taxity, tax, tax. And just to file for your nonprofit so you don't get taxed, what do you got to pay? A tax. It's a tax for everything. So it's like, why are firearms different? There's literally a tax. Running your mouth, Armel got to pay a tax for running my mouth. I got to pay the internet tax, the broadcast fee, just to have high-speed internet, just to run my mouth and have my therapy with you guys every week because I love it. You know what I mean? And thank y'all guys for showing up every week for me. For real. Joe VQ, Mike Hand, Too Rich, Chris Stevens, you know what I mean? DC Money, Tap In Productions, Too Rich.
Hey, touch the like button, please.
Yeah, hit that like button, man. I'm trying to bring up my algorithm. And I'm noticing that people are watching. You know what I mean? I was like a little bit discouraged. I was like, That's like people have what their thoughts about Armel, man, and they not support me like I feel like I support a lot of people. So I was just like,
I
later
mean,
for it,
I'm
I'm gonna keep
always
moving. I was discouraged. I'm not even
well,
front.
I'm always looking at like the
And Cassian
views.
always looking at the numbers.
No, I look at the views and then I'm like, but we don't have that much like compared to the views. The views are so substantially higher than the likes. So I'm like,
And I was getting discouraged because it's people that started their stuff a whole lot, later than I did. But I guess they liked them more than me. And I was a little bit discouraged. But you know what? That make me go harder, man. That's just sometimes I gotta gather myself together and make me go even harder because I I appreciate the challenge. And I think I have
oh,
a different opinion. Or for who said what? I can't see. I don't
he
have my
says
reading
that you're
glasses.
an acquired taste. I don't know if that's a. I don't know. Is that a compliment or an insult?
I'm not your regular, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a compliment or an insult,
When
Chris?
when 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 you stop drinking 40s or OE, you evolve into something
Oh,
else, man.
Joe would say you gotta pay him $50 for that like fee.
That like fee. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of that like fee, right? And I'm gonna just show my appreciation. We just came up with a concept for a new giveaway. You know what I mean? We reached another milestone in whatever, you know what I mean? Because I know these people are back to the original thing. People who watch it, they ain't hitting that like button,
All right,
but they
thank you.
watch it.
Well, Chris says a compliment. Thank
Yeah,
you, Chris.
yeah. They not hitting that like button. They not coming in on the live, but I see the numbers in the background. They're watching. You know what I mean? And even
We're
if they're
getting
watching for a
subscribers
short
now
time,
too.
even if they're watching for a short time, and I talk to a lot of people offline. You know what I mean? And a lot of people
Armel
offline.
7718, your ordinary YouTuber.
Yeah, yo,
Joe, you're gonna have to
yo,
elaborate on
yo.
that.
Where I'm coming from, regular is not a good thing. Average is not a good thing. You had to be exceptional. You know what I mean?
That should be
Nobody
true.
wanted to be where I grew up, nobody wanted to be regular degular, or nobody wanted to be average, or nobody wanted to be normal. Everybody wanted to be exceptional. It was a very
I
when
think
as I was
isn't
growing
that
up,
a
it was
Gen
a
X thing
very
though?
it may be cultural or genetic, as Keston said,
Gen
but I
X,
grew up
Gen
Gen
X.
X thing. It may be a
Because
Generation
I remember in
X.
Jamaica.
Generation X thing, but we were competitive on everything, man. You couldn't even if you had the same pair of sneakers, your sneakers had to be better than the other person or somewhat different.
My
You know what I
goodness.
mean? It had to be rather unique. You couldn't be a biter. You couldn't imitate. Even if you had the same thing, you had to do something, make it something different. You had to make it your own. So I'm just from a different era, and then there's the era of everybody wanting to blend in and just be no and everybody win. You know what I mean?
You have two questions.
What's that?
Mike want to know what happened to the old English. When did you leave the old English alone?
Shit.
What's
I
the
left the
old
old English, old gold, the 40s of OE.
the
I left
40s?
that I left
Oh,
that
I
alone.
remember when I met him, he was drinking like I'm like that's some good ass drink.
I didn't drink the Coke 45, but I didn't
Yeah.
have the 40s of Coke 45. I fucked with Coke 45, right? I didn't have the 40s, but that was later in life. I was, it became a little nostalgic because Coke 45, when my father passed, you know, uh, Coke 45 was my father's drink. So sometimes when I be in the dumps, I can't have like nothing else. I just fall back onto my foundation. So sometimes the Coke 45 is a little bit nostalgic, but since I moved here, they don't sell that shit. So
It's Heineken.
they don't. Yes,
They
I
don't
drink
sell the
what's
better
available.
drinks.
But yeah, it probably about
Maybe get
94,
a taste for White Claw.
94 probably. I stopped drinking 40s.
You were drinking when I met you, and I met you way
It
past
wasn't a
94.
40. That was a tall bottle. That wasn't a 40 is a big fat bottle. I stopped drinking 40s probably about
It had the
94.
same though.
Huh?
That top bottle holds the same.
No, it's a
Mm.
22. A 40 is a 40 ounce. Like the gallon bottle is like this, but taller.
What you used to drink was a big ass
No,
bottle.
it was just a taller bottle of this. It was just only like 10 more ounces from here. It's just a tall bottle.
I could have that shit up
I
there.
used to drink I used to drink tall bottles of Heineken and a double deuces. I was drink. Yo, they don't have them around here, but I still drink a double deuce. You know what I mean? Double deuces is it.
Were you in Brooklyn the other day?
When I was in Brooklyn the other day, I drank double deuces because you got to run back and forth to the store because they don't sell like the 12 packs or 6 packs.
Thank you, Steven. 9 people in here and 3 likes.
9 people in here and 3 likes, man. Yo, smash that like button on your way in, man. And yo, please tell everybody, you know, that come on in. I don't bite, man. And I'll let you talk as much shit as you want. You know what I mean? Everybody's welcome here. But anyway, back to this tax thing, man. I just want somebody to chime in, drop the link, Kev. I want somebody to chime in and let me know because I'm ill-informed of what's fucking free around here. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm getting taxed for everything and I'm in a Commonwealth, that Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm in that crazy Commonwealth. Virginia got taxes I ain't never even heard of.
They tax your car after you register it.
New York has high taxes, right? But it's one high tax. That's it.
No, Virginia, they tax
Virginia, they penny pinch you for they take a penny out of everything you could think of.
They have property tax and everything.
It's property taxes on everything, bro.
They've been sending us the bill for that trailer you sold a year ago.
Yo, anyway, I got it. Yo, this is crazy, right? Say if you buy a watch or something like that, nice watch or whatever, right? And you want to insure your watch because you done paid $10, $20, $30,000 for a watch, right? You want to insure that watch. Once you insure that watch, your insurance, has to do what they got to do. Now the state knows that you have this watch that costs $20, $30, $40,000, right? You know you got to pay a tax on that goddamn watch. Virginia lost it. I swear to God. Like you got to pay some shit. So you work hard for some shit to get some shit that you work hard for, and then just to have it, you got to pay taxes on it. And if you don't pay the taxes, they suspend your shit, your driving privileges, and every goddamn thing.
He said, "I might tax you for quality time." Start taxing you for quality time.
I don't get no damn quality time. I live in a house of war. This is warfare here. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck is you talking about quality time, man? That must be some Midwest shit. This shit is war, man. We love in war around here. You know what I mean? Zadie, play the drums, please. Zadie come in here. Zadie come in here and just this is warfare in here. You know, we fight hard. We love hard. What's up, my man Bass? He been MIA sleep early this weekend. What up, my dude?
What's going on, man?
Turn that camera on so we can see you, man.
What do you mean turn on? See, what if I don't want you to see me?
Like you went on a road trip, man. Where you went?
I didn't go. I didn't go nowhere.
Bass, what's up, boy?
Shit,
I miss you a little bit, man.
You didn't even text me at all in like 2 weeks.
I was in a class, man. I'm sure, you know I have a job, right?
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, so sometimes.
Oh my gosh, Chris in your business.
Yeah, I've been working 16-hour weeks. What's your excuse?
Need to get laid.
Extra 16 hours OT, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. I don't get OT. I'm fucked. I don't wish that.
No, I'm just fucking with you, man. Cool.
I said I wish I could get paid by the hour, but then I don't wish that because sometimes I don't do shit.
Well, honestly, half of that 16 hours just watching someone. So
yeah. Yo, that wasn't me, man. You see, I was the quietest I ever been, right? I just let the shit evolve and natural. You know what I mean? That wasn't me, man. Cass left me. Cass usually put the cuffs on the live, like when it's going a little bit too far. And Zadie too. Zadie wouldn't know when she ready, but they just kind of like let it roll last week.
I watched the whole shit.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I lived it.
It took me 2 days, but I watched it all. I commented on it. Y'all went deep on that shit, but that shit was legit.
Yeah, thanks, man. We trying to get better. We need to confine these conversations into a reasonable time period. But if we go over, man, I ain't got nothing to do because if people here show me love, I'm gonna show them love back, yo. And my love is unconditional.
I can't say it was one of his faves. You like that 5-hour shit?
Yeah. Yo, I was thinking about deleting it. I was like, nah, let that shit rock. Yeah,
Nah, fuck yeah, I would leave it. There
yeah.
you go. You see my
I'll let
face now.
it rock, man. It is what it is. Yo, you see my cousin, right? That dude on there, and he talk mad shit. So you see, I talk mad shit, right? So imagine a house, and it was like a bunch of us, everybody fighting for the microphone, bro. That's
Yeah, I know. There were some incidences where 12 people were talking. I'm like, what's going on here? I can't hear anything.
yo, it's mad competition, man. It remind me of growing up.
No, it was legit though. This shit don't matter. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah. It was mad fun. It was mad fun. You know what I mean? But
It was an
but let's
online.
talk about these
It was
taxes. What you think of
it
that?
was an online party.
Yeah, it was a little bit of party online. Now let's talk
Okay.
about these taxes. What you
Let me
think
see
about it, bro?
pour. Stop,
Me?
stop. Good girl.
What you think about it?
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of got someone over, but I didn't quite hear the conversation. What were you saying about
What
it?
do you think about the everything
more,
tax?
no
The
more.
taxes on everything. You know about the NFA thing with the pistol brace, right? What do you think about the taxes and on the speech, on the freedom of speech? You know what I mean? On all of our freedoms. What do you think about the taxes that's applied to it?
Applied to like the NFA shit?
Not just the NFA shit, on everything.
I think it's bull. I think it's. Well, I mean, I think it's bullshit.
There's a tax.
So,
Did you realize, Baz, that there's a tax on the freedom of speech?
like a money tax?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and school me.
Speaking a bunch of people.
So if you say what the fuck you want, right?
Yeah,
That's the First Amendment. You say what the fuck you want,
correct.
right? But and you could go in public and say what the fuck you want, right?
Well, you can't, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm not talking about prohibitions on it. What I'm talking about is the tax on it. If you saying what the fuck you want and you gather up more than 5 people, right? There's a tax on that. You have to get a permit.
Yes, yeah, correct for gathering. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah.
For
I mean,
gathering
it's
just to speak your mind.
right. Yes, no, of course.
Even if you're not collecting money for it, you have to pay for a permit.
Yeah, well, I wasn't looking at it that way, but yes, I do know that, and I get what you're saying.
That's a tax, isn't it? If you have to pay
Yes,
for
no, it is. I'm not saying it's
that's a
not.
tax,
No,
right?
I'm not. I never said it
What
wasn't.
do you think about it? I'm not actually whether you agree. What do you think about it?
Well, it's bullshit. Why should you have to? Why should you have to pay anything, rather it be money or whatever, to speak?
Okay. So
Because they have
you
to-
understand that we have freedom of press, right?
Because usually they have to pay for cops or something to make sure that y'all don't get disorderly.
Whatever, right? You understand that we have freedom of the press, right? So you
Right.
can write whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
You
You should be
write
able to.
whatever you want, but if you distribute it to a certain number of people, you have to pay a tax on that. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's to maybe I'm wrong, but in my eyes, that's possibly to stop maybe some people that can't afford it to spreading the wrong word. If you get what I'm saying.
But you have to, whether it's wrong or right, you can write what
No,
the
no,
hell you want. But if it is
no. What
distributed,
I'm saying is, without trying to go too deep, it doesn't fit the agenda, right? So, in my
whether it
eyes,
fits it or not,
I understand that. I'm not. I don't agree with this. What I'm saying, but what I'm saying is I don't know what the tax is, but it could be there to stop certain people or some people from spreading certain words that certain people don't like. If you understand what I'm saying.
so there's a tax on it, or you
Yes,
have to get a permit to do it. Like, say for instance,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
can't
Yes,
produce. You got
listen.
freedom of
I,
press, right?
I
Okay,
think you're
like say
getting
it's not
confused.
propaganda. Like say it's not propaganda because I think you're going in a different direction.
No, I don't
Okay.
think we are. I'm just not trying to say
Say
certain
for
things.
instance, you got the Smash That Bass newspaper, and all you talking about is fishing, right? The fishing agenda is nothing else. You just talk about your fishing and your bait, right? And you print like a 100,000 copies of that and just start distributing them for free. You know you need a permit for that, right? You need to
Yeah,
pay for a permit to do that, right? You can't
right.
you just can't go printing out a newsletter and distributing it.
You're not supposed to. Yes.
You can, but you have to pay. You have to pay a permit. You have to get a permit to do that. You
Right.
can't just go sending out a mailing campaign, a paper mailing campaign, but you have freedom of the press. Even just to get exempt from the tax, you have to pay a tax registering as the press to exercise that freedom as a reporter. And all you may be reporting is the fish. You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Well.
saying? So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
does not have nothing to do with the fish. Don't got shit to do with nobody's agenda. All you talk about is the fucking fish and maybe the weather. You
Fair
see what
enough.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're not going to get deep into the right or the left. We're just going to keep a general focus. But the general shit that we live in is being fucking taxed. The general freedoms is being taxed. So everything in the
Well.
First Amendment of the Constitution is being taxed, right?
Well. Look. Yeah. I mean, look at the rain tax we're trying to do. Right. Like, I mean, why in the fuck should you be taxed on rainwater?
Collecting the
I
rainwater
mean,
tax, the fucking water tax in general, the water tax in general. yo, yo, he
but
talking
I
about
mean, it's
rainwater. You can't collect rainwater, and we can't collect rainwater here
That's
either,
true.
right? But the price of my water bill, bro, you could have probably a house in Mississippi for this. Tell about our water bill,
It's
yo.
ridiculous.
Our water bill is ridiculous. Our
yeah.
water
But,
bill is a mortgage
No,
in some
I
places.
think personally that it's a scam because
well, it's all about money.
no, let me explain
No,
how
it's a
it
little
work
bit
here.
different.
I figured out the scam, right? We just got here, 3 people in this house, right? Me, Armel, and Zeze. That's all 3 people here. Yet we were getting water bill for $650, right? Absolutely ridiculous. We were asking neighbors, hey, what's going on, whatever. Then we realized over the years it's been going down. But then anybody new who move into the town complain of the same thing. Doesn't matter how many people you have in your house, the water bill is always high when you just got here. So we think the scam is that when you just get here, you don't know no
You pay a
better.
premium.
You pay a premium, and over the years, the price goes down over the years. We've been here for 6 years
But then
now.
they give us a daggone thing, say the water bill going up.
Yeah, but I understand. I mean, they claim that maybe there was a leak. There was no freaking leak. It's just a scam.
Yo, I call the daggone detectors, the detectives. I check the meter
It's
myself.
a scam.
Yo,
I think
and you
longer
can't collect the
live
water.
here, the longer you live here is the tax
Yo,
rate
we
go down.
yo.
Yeah,
this
but they're
place-
collecting they're collecting your money, Ormel. So you're saying it's more about
They
the
This
got-
shit
money.
is so crazy, right? They got a city sticker scam thing that they got, right? So whatever town you live in, like say I lived in Ashburn, which is like 2 towns over.
Joe would say something like a pyramid scheme.
It is.
Yo,
It is.
they're gangsters.
We'll get deep into the water scandal.
Listen, I tell you, I see this lady fighting them now, right? When we just got here, we're gun ho trying to get everybody on. They're like, okay, since we moved here, there've been a couple
Yo,
hundreds
people
of
just
homes,
fall
right?
back, bro. They weak as
But
fuck.
it's only by 5 people on the council, the same 5 people for 50 years, and then they let their family member to keep it going, right? And they have a complete monopoly. You can vote only about 20 houses in the entire community. The 20 original houses or original
It's 60
people,
homes.
60 original homes and their occupants are allowed to be on the council. Okay, mind you, now there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of homes.
It's
in
yo.
the area
We moved
now.
here. It was like 100 and something homes.
Now
Now it's 2,000 and something.
yeah. So in a 6-year period,
In
right?
a 6-year period.
But it's the same people who are on the council, and you go to those meetings, they don't give a F.
You go to town
They
hall
don't
meeting.
give a shit.
They don't give a fuck. You know what they told me?
They make up these.
And they brutal with the
They
shit.
make up these rules as to why they have to keep on raising their water bill. I saw this lady. She in there. She created a Facebook group trying to get other people on, and it always happens. They trick people. People who move here for the first time don't know that the water bill is so high till they get their freaking bill.
$700 water
And
bills,
if I'm
bro.
polite, across the street, we met some people that just moved from
Yo,
newly built houses.
my homeboy moved over here, right, from New
Yeah.
York, right? And he said, yeah, he's gonna get his house. His house is being built across the street. It's a whole new housing development. And I told him about the water bill. I said, did your agent tell you about the water bill? And he said, yeah. They said we're not going to be on that. We're going to be on the other water on a county on the official county water, and our water bill not so high. He moved in. The first thing he said was, Armel, this water bill shit is ridiculous. Yo, the world is covered 3/4 by fucking water, and they making us fucking pay for it. And then they poison the water that come out of the faucet so you can buy the shit. Listen, this is how crazy the tax is.
Water and sewer combined,
Yo, so you get water, right? The world is covered like 75% of water, right?
You have to pay water, though. We pay for
right?
water.
You pay for water to come out of the fucking faucet, right? Then you pay the water that come out of the faucet. They tell you shouldn't drink, so you don't drink that shit. So you pay, go buy water in a bottle or water in a glass, right? You get that fucking water, and then you pay taxes on that fucking water. That shit is nuts. Water is the biggest scheme on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
You paying for the bottle, and where do you think the water in the bottles come from?
Out of the ground.
They come out of the same fucking faucet that you're not drinking the goddamn water from.
It's true.
It comes out of the same fucking faucet. Do you see a water tanker like you see oil tankers and shit driving down the goddamn street? You see oil tankers riding down the street, right? You say the gas is going to get for somewhere. They pipe and they're going to take it to the gas station and pump it up. When the last time any of y'all motherfuckers seen a water truck? Or a truck that's bringing water? It's not efficient. It costs too goddamn much. So they take the faucet. What?
They tricked Jamaicans too, because Jamaica water actually was always very safe.
They tricked everybody. Water is the biggest hustle on the fucking planet.
Jamaican water was always very safe because we have so many streams and tributary, whatever. We got a lot going water. It's known as the land of wood and water. Water is abundant in Jamaica. I was always really good. You could drink water from almost anywhere.
And it's not just ocean water.
Yeah,
Jamaica has mountains and streams.
Yeah, it has natural filtration and stuff, right? But now, going to Jamaica, they be tricking people and be buying bottles of fucking water. And then, no, remember I bought water there and they said it was water and it was just basically they put sugar, like Kool-Aid in it. Flavored water was basically fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And then they package this shit up and they sell us the water and then they give us a sales tax on the fucking water. It's tax. Which means, and you can't live without water. You know what I'm saying? What is this shit? What is free? What is freedom? What is freedom to you? Does freedom have a cost? That's the topic of my conversation. Bess, help me out here. What's the cost of freedom, bro? Hello?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask and how you look at it. I mean, because there's always going to be some kind of law that you have to follow as far as freedom, right? So, I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. It's not like I don't know that there's an answer. I don't know that there's one. I don't know that there's one answer.
Chrissy's
I don't know that there's like one answer for everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess the freedom to me would be, obviously being able to arm myself and defend myself, being able to have the freedom of speech.
You got to pay for that.
I understand that.
Talking to a bunch of people.
I get that, but I mean, what are me and you going to do about it? I mean, I'm not saying lay down and take it, but
you know what I do? I paid my tax.
Right. So right.
I pay that shit.
So it's like
when the NFA came out and they said, well, we're gonna waiver our fee.
I gotta get my
free. And what we do, Cass, we sat there and filled out that paperwork, didn't we?
We did.
Right. So but that's what I'm saying. I mean, unless, man, I'm not even gonna say what I think, but I'm just gonna leave it. But but I mean, freedom to me is obviously the Constitution, right? I think everyone on the panel, including you and your wife, the Constitution is the freedom, right? Even though that's not the way that the country is ran. Uh, I mean, we gotta. In a way, we have to take what we're given, but there's also certain things that we don't like. We can't give up. That we can't give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, Ray, that is some nasty shit.
Yo, taking the shit ain't free because my water bill is crazy. Yo,
Yeah, you gotta flush the toilet.
That shit ain't free.
Flush the toilet.
Yo,
that shit ain't free. That shit ain't free.
That's the
Nothing
sewer,
free.
That's the sewer bill.
Yo, what's free?
Ain't nothing fucking free.
The only thing that's free is being dumb. You know what I mean?
That's not
And I'm gonna
free,
give you.
but
I'm gonna
that's
give you
probably
some
very-
game. I'm gonna
being
give you some
dumb
game.
is actually very expensive.
Being dumb is the most expensive thing in the world, and that shit damn near.
Being dumb
And
and
it's free to be dumb, but it's gonna cost you even more. You see what I'm saying? So I guarantee you, I'm gonna give y'all $1 million worth of game, like the other podcasts and shit say, right?
Yeah, Chris, so what they don't know. Well, I mean, you know what, Chris? We could actually get away with that because of where her backyard is. You can't really see into our backyard, which is a good thing. He says that put a cistern and catch that freaking water. It won't know.
Yo, I get away with my HOA fee for the pressure washing your house shit because we live on where our house is a peninsula and it's like protected area. So they can't build. So it's so many trees and shit that they can't see our house to tell us to pressure wash shit. So I swear to God, our house ain't been pressure washing like 3 years since COVID.
It's been, I mean, plus no, but there's a drought right now anyway. So we could,
and it's a drought anyway.
That we should do it, but the drought, it's a drought.
So we live on a little bit of peninsula, so we surrounded on 3 sides by woods.
Well, 2 sides.
Oh, 2 sides by woods. We're surrounded by, so they can't see it. But my neighbor, them across the street, they got a thing, a warning.
Who got a warning?
Across the street, right there, about pressure washing.
The 2 kids, the 2 young kids.
No, Kristen.
They got one.
They got a warning about pressure washing.
Really?
That's why he called the guys from his company to come do it.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was telling me.
I was going with Oliver or Sylvester. Because they finally put the time to put the sign up their house for sale. And that house needs to be pressure washed.
Yo, my neighbor.
But how you gonna pressure wash? It's supposed to be dry.
Yo, my neighbor down the street, he moved to Kentucky. The only other black guy on the block, man. He moved to Kentucky.
Oh, really? They tried to they tried to tax your dog.
I ain't got a dog no more. Yeah, they don't tax your dog. They're gonna tax your dog too.
I'm gonna freaking tax your dog.
You gotta tax your dog, man. But I don't have a dog
anymore.
I don't have a dog anymore.
Everybody here who has a dog is paying tax on my fucking dog.
You know how many dogs over here, man?
Everybody got a dog.
My man down the block got 7 dogs and a cat.
No,
and he walks them all together.
The first time I moved here and I saw that, I took a picture and posted on Facebook and they thought I was lying. This man has a bunch of dogs and he walks the dog 2 times a day and the cat walk along with them too. And that is true story. I have the picture somewhere, or I could take it again because you walk past all the time. The man walk his dogs and his cat all at the same time.
and not a short walk either.
No, Pepper. No, is it Pepper?
I don't know what the.
But whatever. Let's see the cat called Pepper. That come Pepper come, and the cat be walking behind the dog.
I'll be back in a minute. I gotta let these fucking dogs out.
What?
I gotta let these dogs out. I'll be back in a minute. I'm putting the mic on mute.
Now just drop out come back when you on. We know you'll let you back on. I'm gonna let somebody else on, Bass.
All right.
Yeah. Just
drop off.
Look what
remove.
Mike is saying. Okay, you can come back when you.
Mike can't come on in.
No, Mike is saying that the government is lobbying for the expense to be paid for us. Their personal expenses, house, no tax, light, gas, water. What the fuck?
Yeah, the gas, right? I understand. The water, I kind of understand, right? But I'm just talking about just Armel talking shit.
No, he's saying the government.
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to lobby for us to pay their bills, their personal bills, like the house note, property tax, like gas, water, etc. What the fuck? Really? Where exactly are you seeing that? Is that in the House or the Senate? Who's lobbying for that shit?
That we pay the government bills with taxes. On the research I've
Hey,
done on
Kingdom
this particular
Defense.
topic, Kingdom, what's up, baby? I'm looking forward to seeing you again, man. You want to come to the land of the Commonwealth, man? Kingdom Defense was kept talking about coming down here. We took him on a tour, Ashburn and shit. Kingdom, you want to come down to the Commonwealth? Welcome to the land of Commonwealth. The taxes are really low, but they're gonna get their money some way.
Actually,
The taxes is low.
They're taking in different ways.
They just get it in different ways.
Ain't that
You
low.
know what I mean? Ashburn is still low.
Oh, but Ashburn, they have property tax. Or
They have
tax in
property
Virginia
taxes.
everywhere.
Everywhere in Virginia got the luxury tax and the personal property
Yeah,
tax.
it's
And
a state tax.
property tax and personal property tax and luxury tax are three different taxes here. Three different, and they got some old taxes stashed out somewhere. And if you think you can hide your luxury goods, right? As soon as you go to insure them, they become state known things that they can tax. And you got to maintain those taxes, or the state of Virginia will suspend your fucking driver's license. They'll suspend your driver's license.
Oh, you just learned about the vehicle tax there. That's crazy.
And
Yeah.
you can't register your car. You cannot register your car. You can't buy a car because they can't transfer the deed over to you unless you have a clear everything. You can't buy a piece of property.
You have to pay that property tax.
You got to pay all of your taxes. You got to be tax clear to make a move here. This shit is nuts. It's unlike anything I ever seen in my life. But what taxes? I'm gonna drop the link. Drop the link again, babes.
I dropped it already.
I want to hear from somebody to tell me, because I'm baffled when I actually thought about it, is what the fuck is free? What is freedom? You know what I'm saying? What is freedom?
The air you breathe.
The air ain't free. I pay for this shit.
What you mean by being in this neighborhood?
Yo, I pray to get fresh air, man. I be driving from DC, bro. I see the mountains come approaching Leesburg. I'll be like, I'm fucking home. You know what I mean? When I used to drive to New York, I see the daggone One Hanson place, the clock tower in Brooklyn. I'd be like, I'm home. I'm driving to New York. I see that. It's like, I'm home. I see the Barclays Center now. I was like, yo, I'm fucking home. The Barclays Center just across the street from the clock. You know what I mean? I used to see back in the days, I used to drive, I would drive from Mississippi, where I was stationed at, all the way to New York, from Biloxi, Mississippi, all the way to New York when I was in the Navy. And I see the fucking World Trade Center, right? And I was like, damn, nigga, I'm home. You know what I mean? Whether it was Norfolk, San Diego, I drove all the way across the country multiple times, and I would see, yeah, I'm home. So now when I'm coming from DC or coming from Maryland, I'm driving through Maryland, and I see the mountains. I was like, oh, shit, I'm home. You know what I mean? And I pay for that fresh air. I pay for that.
But it doesn't matter where you live, you still get air to breathe.
You still get air, but that shit ain't free. When I pay for that shit in New York, that shit free.
Clean air.
That air in New York, that shit dirty as fuck. Is it free? You tell me. Is it free?
Well, you're paying other things. I don't know. You don't pay air
that
tax.
Shit ain't free. You pay air tax, and you pay to get the fuck out of my face tax too. So here, take $1.
Arms and
C&T, Coop, what up? But yo, what is free? I'm talking about what is free.
Okay.
What freedom is free? What freedom? Please inform me.
I'm not responding to that question. I'm just saying, guys, press the like button.
Press the like button on your way in. What freedom is free? What freedom is free? That's all I'm asking. I'm trying to figure it out, because during the course of the conversation, and if we can acknowledge that no freedom is free, we shouldn't have a problem with paying a fucking tax stamp. My problem with the tax stamp is
Oh shit! Sorry.
my problem with the tax stamp is not that it's the cost of it, or it's not that it's not free. My problem with the tax stamp is very, 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 very simple. The time they take to sit on it. When I give them their money, say yes or no. That's my fucking problem. You shouldn't wait like a year for a fucking suppressor. That's my problem with the tax stamps. Once I give them, why is they holding my fucking money? The reason why they holding it, I know the reason why, because they flipping that shit. You know what I mean? My problem with the tax stamp is not that, hit that like button, y'all. It's not that it's $200. You know what I mean? That's not a problem that I have. You see what I'm saying? That has, if you bitching over $200, motherfucker, you need to rethink your financial situation. My problem is they making you wait. You give them their money and they saying, fuck you, your money don't mean nothing. Patrick Irie, Wagwan.
Well, I mean, we did ours in May and we still haven't received the shit.
Yeah, we filed this shit in May and still haven't seen nothing. You see what I'm saying? This shit, that shit, how the fuck I'm gonna give somebody my bread, you know what I mean, that I earn, if it's a fucking dollar or if it's $2, if it's a fucking 10 cents or a penny, you know what I mean? I want to see. You know what I mean? You're going to give me instantaneous results. If somebody beg me on the street, let me get $1 to get something to eat. I give them $1, they go away. I want to see them go the fuck away. I don't want to see give these motherfuckers $200 and they just say, I'll get back to you when I fucking can. No. Well, that means they don't respect my motherfucking money, and they don't respect my work, and them motherfuckers don't respect me. And that's what that's fucking me. When I pay my water bill and I get taxed for my water stays the fuck on. That's instantaneous. You know what I'm saying? And that's all the fuck I'm saying. If I don't mind paying the fucking tax, right? But I want my shit now when I pay you. That's it. That's my only problem with the tax. It ain't me fucking wondering about. We filed that shit like way goddamn when, and the shit still ain't come back.
It was supposed to in May before it.
Yeah. I send you my fucking bread. I want my product. You know what I mean? If you're not giving me my product, say no and give me my fucking bread back. And fuck you. You know, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. And I can deal with that. So that's my problem with the NFA shit. And how long it take the motherfucker. And that's the other crazy shit. I haven't got pulled over in a long time. But the last time I got pulled over, right? The cop pulled me over. And, you know, they do their thing. I was late for my first day of work. You know what I mean? It was my first day. It was my first job off the bench. You know what I mean? So I'm going to motherfucking work. It was my first day of work. Cop pulled me over the first day of work. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sitting there for 20 minutes. If they would have just wrote the ticket up, hey, yo, and go, I'd have been good. So I asked my cousin and shit. My cousin, you know, she retired from, you know, police department and shit. I said, how long does it take the daggone run a license and a place and shit? She's like, about less than 60 seconds. So I was like, why do you have you sitting there all that long ass time for? Huh? They said to fuck with you. You know what I mean? So I'm paying my time and tax, and I was late for my first day of work. You know what I mean? My first day of work for some dumbass wanna, and it wasn't even speeding or nothing like that. It was driving in the HOV lane in an area that I was unfamiliar with how the highways work.
The signs weren't clear.
The signs weren't clear. So it was you couldn't drive on the highway.
I think not long after that happened to you, though, people complain about the same shit.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. But it's just like 20 minutes. Like 20, 30 minutes. They had me over the side of the road for nothing. For something that took less than 60 seconds to go ahead about your fucking business and go. You see what I'm saying? All right, fuck it. I'm just play the fucking game. So it's not a matter of you know what I mean, the price or the cost of it. You know, with me, I don't know how it is with you guys. Some of you guys is like, fuck this, and we should have this and should have, you know, entitlements and shit. That's a whole nother subject. We should have entitlements and shit. And the Constitution says this, and we shouldn't have to pay for freedom of speech, but we do. We shouldn't have to pay for freedom of express, but we do. We shouldn't have to pay for motherfucking freedom of assembly, but we do. We shouldn't have to pay for motherfucking freedom of religion, but we do. We shouldn't have to pay for firearms, taxes on firearms that we should be legally able to have, but we do. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I just dropped the link if anybody else wants.
Anybody else wants to come in, jump in.
I will be on here preaching.
I'll be on here lecturing and preaching and everything. You know what I mean? All day. But I don't like talking. I don't mind talking to myself, but I'll talk to myself. But feel free to jump in and converse with me. You know what I mean? Because I can't, let me tell you, anybody who know me know I can't see real well. So I can't see all the comments like that.
My message is right there.
And Cassian took my phone, so I usually look at the phone and see what everybody's saying. But she took my phone from me because she can't see. You know what I mean? So somebody come talk to me. You know what I mean? So okay, we evolved, right? Ray Official said it. Ray Official said nothing's free, right? Nothing's free, right? Now we understand that, and everybody, I've seen a lot of people coming to that agreement that nothing's free. So what I'm going to say is, so what's the problem? So NFA, IRS, ATF, or who the fuck?
Put your granddad's. Your grandddads are dead, Armo. What does he mean by your grandddads?
Yo, Chris Stevens, stop drinking. Stop drinking and looking hard. Put your damn granddads on. My granddads. What the fuck is granddads?
Your granddads, I don't know, but aren't they all dead?
Yeah, both of my granddads are dead. And you don't want to fuck with them.
They're gangsters.
Yo, generation, you don't want to fuck with them.
My granddad was thought he was the latest man.
Some people granddads is players. My granddads was gangsters.
My granddad was a player.
You know what I mean?
The latest man player.
Yeah, glasses, please. Yeah, DC Money, come in here and talk shit with me. I ain't heard from you in a long time, man.
Hey, Money Mike.
Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Ray Fisher, you was in here last week for the 5-hour live. Y'all might as well come on here. Yo, Coop, come talk to me. This is your lane. CNT Designs and Arms. Coop, come in here and talk your shit. You talking about all these rights and shit and all of this on your live. Yo, CNT Custom Designs, CNT Designs and Arms. If you into this two-way and arms and lights, go check his channel. You know what I mean? Please go check him. I'll follow him. He's really into the boring side of two-way, which is where these rights come in. You know what I mean? Exercising your rights and being able to fight for your rights, because these rights, all the fights is not going through fists and cuffs and firearms and war. A lot of wars are literally won through pieces of paper.
Legislation, I don't know.
And legislation. And the power of the pen.
Than the sword, and this case, the gun.
And CNT Designs and Arms, his site, his YouTube channel literally focus on a lot of those aspects. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not a part of his channel, jump on and join him. You know what I mean? And you know my man DC Money Mike got his channel where he be doing that pew pew and fast moving. That
I was watching when he was saying that he could. I think he said that he was moving off too slow because he was running to try to shoot.
He's the biggest. DC Money Mike is the biggest self-critic of his own self. But I love that about him because
that's how you improve.
He improves his game. That's how you improve your game.
You
analyze yourself. You know what I mean? and Smashing That Bass, the dude that's always on here. And he's my informal co-host, you know what I mean, and my road dog, right? That dude, he's about to get into. He dropped the video today. He has a channel. He dropped the video today. He's about to get into like skeet shooting and clay shooting. You know what I mean? That's
I'd
an
like
art
to
that I
try
would
that.
love to try. You know what I mean? But I can't see, so it's useless. It's useless. I
Get
miss
the
miss.
glasses.
It's wasted
The
ammo.
problem is that let
Yeah.
me tell you, what Arma gets glasses like 3 times a year, and he keeps on losing them, breaking, or Zadie might break them. So he's always constantly getting last glasses and lose them. And I'm similar because I can't find at least one of my pair of glasses, my reading glasses. I don't know where that shit is. So getting them is not a problem. It's knowing where they are and keeping them that's the problem. And Zadie thinks that there's something to play with. So if you're not careless, you should find that glass and stomp the hell out of it. So
Yeah, so yeah, but check out my man CNT Custom Designs. Go to see Money Mike's joint. You know what I mean? Get his membership up. Rock with CT Designs and Arms and Smashing That Bass. That's my dude. Give him something. Give all of these guys some love. That show. You know what I mean? For real, a lot. These three, they're literally rocking with me from the beginning. That actually have channels. You know what I mean? On the other side, man, go support my boys, my Tactical Turkeys. They got 100,000. We're trying to get these dudes to the million because they're the realest dudes I know. You feel me? Let's get these people up. You know, I mean, we trying to get Tactical Turkeys over 1 million because they rock with me from day one. I'm one of the first 5. Here you go, DC Money coming in here. Let this smiling ass dude come in here, man. What's going on, DC?
is he in?
He in. You in here, DC? Hello? He got to fix his mic. He ain't never come on live ever in his life before. I'm gonna remove you.
Trying to figure it out.
You got to press the microphone, Mike.
Come back in, Mike.
You have to press the mic live, allow access to your microphone, and then you have to allow access to your camera. You got it? He's coming on. He's buffering. He buffering. He must be in the car.
No, he's at home.
You at home? Nah, he buffering.
Buffering. Give him a chance, I don't keep him up.
You buffering.
These are old school prescription glasses.
I'm gonna put Cass' prescription and my prescription is almost the same.
I cleaned it. Can you see? I put it on because of the lighting. It hurts my eyes.
Yo, her glasses look dope on me though.
You like
you
that
good?
shade? That's it, because it got a tan and the black. It's a cool color. Let me see. Turn around. Let me see you.
I'm taking them off.
Let me
I'm
see what
taking
they
them
look
off.
like. Let me. Yeah,
I
those
look
look
dope.
good on you.
I told you I look good. I can see myself.
Yeah, but you never actually bought that shit before, though.
I'm gonna load them back up. Who's this? DC Money. He's coming back on here.
So take that one off.
Okay, he's buffering.
We're taking off the first one.
Kick from studio.
We kick off the first one, so
Okay,
that hopefully should be better.
No, it's still
He's
buffering.
trying to figure.
You got to turn on Wi-Fi, buddy. But yo, anybody else feel free to drop in. Armel get some old school prescription glasses. Yo.
Yeah, after a while I can't stand glare. Maybe I won't put on shades like you said.
You got to put on the shades, yo. I'll put on the glasses with real tint on it.
But this actually, this is all the different types.
Yeah.
This is anti-glare tint, all that shit. What did he say I was supposed to do again? There's one more thing I could have done.
I don't know. Cass can go to the eye doctor and tell the optometrist just to put everything on his shit. So a pair of glasses end up being like goddamn $500. She'll get the $10 frames and it'd be like a $500 glasses by the time she done adding shit on that.
Because I don't catch myself paying hundreds and hundreds of frames.
She'll buy a $10 frame, but the shit end up being like $500 every time.
Because the prescription is you should pay for a lot of freaking glasses. Listen, I have no shame in my game. These are Walmart glasses. Okay, this was like.
I want to see what I pay for,
like
even with taxes. I want to see what I pay for.
Everything else I get because if lenses is what you should pay for, not the freaking glasses. Fuck that shit. Yeah. They look stylish for Walmart though. Whatever. I'm so cute. Is he coming? Did he figure it out? You text him?
Yeah, I'm texting him now. What's up with your camera? Go ahead, Cass.
What? I'm reading. I'm trying to read.
You got to read and talk at
What's
the
up,
same time.
Night Lion Arms
Nightline,
601?
yo, they got a story about that, man. Nightline, what up, man? Come in here and talk some shit with me.
They don't follow you through habit for the first. I don't understand what he's saying.
What's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? What's up, Nightline, man? Old workout ass nigga.
So he works out a lot.
Nah, that's all he doing is YouTube is going there, and the last gun thing he have on his YouTube is a clown of me. Nah,
So
but
he
he
has a
going
workout
there.
channel?
He be working out.
Oh,
Nah,
he's a fitness channel.
nah, he just be working out, man. He don't be having no fitness. He worried about himself right now. He getting himself right, and he letting everybody know he's getting himself right.
Then that's what matters. So
Yeah, that's what matters. That's what matters. But the last gun thing he had was making fun of Armel. You know what I mean?
But the jokes.
Yeah, he had the perfect view. He had the perfect view of Roadblock talking this shit.
Okay.
There you go.
Did you figure it out?
You figured it out?
Yeah, I'm a little slow today, y'all.
That's DC Money, in case y'all didn't know. That's
Oh,
Money Mike right there. What's up, love?
Life is good. Life is good. Good evening, y'all. Sorry, I'm still at work, but I don't have any customers, so
yeah,
moving a little slow.
Do your thing. Talk your shit. Promote your business.
So, I sell adult products, so I got retail stores and
You
all
need
that.
adult products. Holla at DC Money Mike. Tell the name of your business and rock. Yo, later for this. Go ahead. Do your thing, DC.
The one thing, all right, so when it comes to taxes and everything, remember, like any other country, there's no such thing as corporate anything except for America, corporate America. So the fact that if you're not a business, if you don't have business structure, a lot of times you get screwed for a lot of stuff versus being incorporated and having businesses, you tend to be able to skate through things or pay less for a lot of things and get more benefits. So like where everyone was having issues and going through things when it came to, a few years ago, the last 3-4 years when we had the C word, I don't want to say it and get, messed up. But when everything was going through, like there were people that came and helped a lot of businesses and held our hands and walked us through things. So that way we got benefits, we got money, we were to help employees a lot more. As soon as and then they came out and they.
Yeah, I actually did something about incorporating yourself a couple months ago about the importance of that. And
well, we didn't deep dive into it.
It's so many benefits from it. Where a lot of people, if you're just a regular American, you do get screwed. You definitely get screwed. I can sit here and tell you, like a lot of people when, even getting pulled over by the police, one of the first things they ask me, depending upon which vehicle I'm driving, they're like, yo, this is a corporate vehicle. Why are you driving a business vehicle so fast? And a lot of times I'm like, hey, officer, I don't want to get in trouble from my boss or whatever. I mean, it's some benefits. There are definitely some benefits to it.
Yeah. The crazy thing, right? And I'm glad you took this shit to the next level. And thank you, Mike. You took this shit to the next level because that's an area that I wanted to get into, but I didn't want to over exaggerate or get too in depth with, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the people in America, right? And we say, what is free? You know what I'm saying? The way the country was designed, when I'm gonna get into my history shit, the way the country was designed, right? If you look at from the conception to when the first colonists landed in Virginia, we here, all the way until where it's at now, it wasn't designed for the individual. You see what I'm saying? It was not designed for the individual. So individuals landed, individuals had to have a purpose, individuals work for a particular corporation or company, what they call companies. And believe it or not, the corporate structure that we have today is not new and unique to here. This shit existed forever and a day. So what happened then is the same thing that's happening now, right? The interest of the colonists landed wasn't for the colonists to have all type of freedom and grow their crops. It was for them to work for the machine or to feed the corporation so they could exploit these to the rest of the for the rest of the world. But at the same time, tell these people to own something. So when they own something, right, they can tax them on the things that they own. So where does the taxes go? Back to the crown. Motherfuckers was paying taxes for everything. They say it was tea, but in real life, it was something called opium. And I think we got an opioid crisis going on right now.
We
right?
do.
They were paying taxes on a tea that they were producing, and they were paying taxes on a tea that was cheaper in price, but higher in tax from India. You know what I mean? And it caused the American, the Boston Tea Party and all. It was really about opium, but they ain't never gonna tell you that in your regular public education shit. In your his storybook, it was really about the opioids that they put in the tea that came from India and Thailand and all the places where opium was prevalent, right? That they taxed. They could sell it cheap because the more people would buy the tea because of the addictive shit that's in the fucking tea that they didn't have here. You see what I'm saying? But that's a whole different thing. But the whole thing wasn't to protect the purchaser. The purchaser got taxed. The end person got taxed, right? The person that's growing the tea in America got taxed. The manufacturer, but the company that imported everything that worked for people that the people in America worked for and sold their tea at wholesale too. The farmers sold their tea at wholesale too. The new American tea company, I can't remember the name of these companies that these British royal crowns had investment with. They didn't get taxed.
But that's how it is right now.
They didn't get taxed. The company, it's exactly the way it is now. They didn't get taxed. Corporations, and this is really where the relevance of this conversation is. Don't own shit. It's not designed for you to own.
No,
none of this shit is designed for you to own. Don't own shit.
Own nothing, control everything.
Own nothing, control everything. You know what I mean? Own nothing. But that's the deeper subject of this whole matter. And that's really, if you dig into America, you know what I mean? On historical, I'm a history stupid nerd. But that's really how this shit was started. Because fuck you, I'm not paying you for some shit that I make to give you the shit that I make to pay. But then they burned the British down. We got our shit. And these motherfuckers said, oh shit, how we going to support this? And they end up doing the same thing that to the very people. They fought the British to get away from this taxation without representation and all this shit. And then they broke away and created their own system. And created their own fucking system of doing the same exact thing. And that shit is copy, paste, wash, rinse, repeat. Constantly, yo.
Skilly is on.
So, Skilly, what's good, boy? So we're gonna pay these taxes of what? You're gonna pay these taxes, yo. Ownership. How you say it, Cass?
Mm-hmm.
Own nothing.
Oh, own nothing, control everything.
Say it again.
Own nothing, control everything.
Now, please, somebody ask me how to do that, and I'll tell you how to get away from the fucking plantation. or break the fucking matrix. Please, somebody ask, and I'll fucking tell you, because a lot of people in America didn't figure this shit out. Own nothing, control everything. Or own minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very fucking minimum. Very, very fucking minimum. You know what I mean? I own what I own.
I don't know. You own our money.
Not a motherfucker. I own a lot of debt. And I raise that bitch up to move it somewhere else, to raise it up some more. And that's how this shit works. What I own? What I own? I own my guns.
Yeah, that's sweet too.
And move them into a trust too. see, Cass. Move them shits into a trust. You see what I'm saying?
But That's the thing that I might actually just started doing. So since like with
I
firearms,
said it, but I ain't want to tell nobody to do that because that's a tax on that shit too. But
Yeah, go ahead. What
but you
was
can create a corporation, you create a business, and now all of your firearms that you purchase, all of the ammo, everything, every time you go to the range, you get to write all that stuff off
That's what
because
I was. DC Money Mike. I swear, months ago I did something just on that. I
we
did it
did a
months
topic
ago.
on
We did a
that.
topic on that months ago, just exactly on that. And I was trying to explain people that you
You-
can actually, even right now, the channel right now, 12 Live, any channel that you have, how do you set it up so that you really should treat it as a business? So yes, everything that you buy becomes a write-off
Yeah.
because it's a business.
Every interest, right? Interest is the word. And I spoke about this on that live. Nothing's fucking free. Everything has interest because interest is determined by time. So if you spending time on something, that time has interest on it, right? So you
yeah,
need to separate, you need to make that interest the same interest as the bank has interest. Now, how is the bank making money off your interest? You have to figure out how to make gains, not money, because money is not a good word. You have to figure out how to gain on your interest, not lose on your interest. Because there's gains and there's losses, right? So even
right,
if you get money, you might lose because your interest is conflictual to what the machine interest is. Sole proprietorships, certain LLC structures. Don't listen to everything you hear on YouTube. Certain LLC structures are designed to lose.
yes, they are. And how awesome is that?
So don't listen to like internet. Everybody say get an LLC and dude, that shit is only like fucking 5% of the fucking story. Certain shit is designed to lose because you're going to get a couple of dollars, but you're going to owe a couple of more tax. You're going to owe a couple of more taxes. If you don't believe me, look at all the rappers, Fat Joe and Mike Tyson, Wesley Snipes, fucking Martin Lawrence. You see what I'm saying? Look at these guys. How did they make $1 billion and still go in the hole of tax? Did they spend that much money on their homeboys and party? Yeah, they homeboyed and partied, right? But it wasn't about their spending. It was about their structuring. It was about their interests. So you can party and hang out with your homeboys, right? And you can pay taxes on it, or you can party and hang out with your homeboys and be exempt from it.
Right, right,
You see what I'm saying?
right.
You can party, hang out with your homeboys and be exempt from it, exempt from taxes, where it's making you money and not costing you money. Because these dudes want your ayo, dude knowledge walked in here. But yeah,
What's up, dude?
that's another whole. Thank you, DC Money, for pushing us back on track because it's a booby trap. The only thing ain't nothing free, but that don't mean you can't be free.
Right.
Doesn't mean you can't be free. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about Billy had a live the other day. You know what I mean? And his lives is kind of on a sort. This is about government control, right? The government has as much control as us as people give them, right? But what don't they have control of? Or who do they give more freedoms for? They give more freedoms to the people that give them more power. And right now, it's corporations. The United States is a corporate colony, and the rest of the world, China and all of them shit is too. So if they're a corporate colony and the governments do things the corporations say do, why don't you become a corporation? Because a corporation is actually in U.S. Black law. Start reading that Webster's in Black's Law Library. A corporation is actually a person.
Person. Yep. Yes, it is. And
So-
their EIN is their social security.
A corporation is actually a person. So take this slave number or this production number or this social number and become a corporate number and fix it properly. And fix it properly, because sometimes that shit could dead end somewhere. But the good thing about dead end somewhere, even a badly structured LLC, is you can always close that out and start a new one. And that's the best shit about it. That's the most horrible structured fucking LLC can be burned down, and you can start a new one with no connection to it. As long as you don't co-sign as a personal guarantor to that LLC, when you need to talk to Cass or revisit another line for that shit, because that's the fucking booby trap. But that's the booby trap. But that's the booby trap. But they lay landmines for this shit. But let's get up there, man, because ain't nothing free. But get free. Get free. Ain't nothing free, but get free. Get the most you can out of, like, say, for instance, right? This freedom of press, right? If no, you know what I mean, what's the structure, a media corporation or something like that, I wouldn't walk into it blindly, you know what I mean? Because it's going to get taxed, right? I wouldn't say, I'm interested in firearms, you know what I mean? I'm gonna start a media production company and do YouTube lives, Instagram, Instagram feeds, and I'm going to check the box and I'm going to monetize this, and I'm at some point going to earn an income from this thing, right?
Right.
Without doing my due diligence. Say if I had this few viral videos and shit, because I love the dope music that I be hitting, you know what I mean? I'm hip hop. I be, you know what I mean? One moment it's going to become viral. And if I was any less of a thinker, it would have been viral and the money come down and all these sponsors is throwing me all kinds of money and these companies is giving me all types of shit. I could it looks like a whole lot of money, but I can literally end up in a hole real fast if I didn't take strategies beforehand to not walk into the money booby trap.
Right.
So burn this bitch down, because guess what? I'm gonna start 2 Alpha 2. You know what I mean? A 2 Alpha and money channel. You know what I mean? Burn it down, because I don't owe y'all shit, and I can start all over. In life, in a personal life, you can't necessarily do that. You know what I mean? So even these brothers and sisters that have a YouTube channel, please do your due diligence. And it's damn near, and I would advise from the mistakes that I've made in the past, don't try to do the shit yourself. Hire an accountant. For real.
Spend the money.
Spend the fucking money. Don't play around. Do not fucking play around and try to do it yourself and watch YouTube. This is not that type when dealing with being free, you know what I mean? And Harriet Tubman tell you, it was the network that was her net worth that made the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
One stop after one stop. One professional after one professional. When you couldn't do it yourself, because it's impossible to do it. She went from Maryland, the Eastern Shore of Maryland, to fucking Philadelphia. That's a hard drive. That's a 2-hour drive. From the Eastern Shore of Maryland to Philadelphia, that's a hard drive. It's like 2-3 hours driving at 60 miles an hour. And she walked it, ran it, and did what the fuck she got to do. Harriet Tubman went from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, right? That means she had to cross fucking DC. She had to cross half of fucking Northern Virginia into Western Virginia and up to get to Philadelphia. That wasn't an easy trek. And if it wasn't for the systems that was put in place and professionals that helped her along the line, and she established new networks of professionals, she would have never did it. And she would have never been a colonel. And she would have never been on that big ass coin that I'm trying to get that's hard to get right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That $100 coin. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
she, you know, hire professionals, yo.
Definitely. I could tell you, like,
Hire professionals. Don't take that bullshit, you know, Anderson Arms shit. You know, you serious about your firearms? Be serious about your finances. Don't sit there and try to do your taxes yourself because you try to save you some money. Hire a fucking professional, accredited professional, somebody with pedigree and reputation and XYZ. Hire that person, yo. Or you can go to YouTube University and do the YouTube thing. You know what I mean? But when it comes to bread, I know I work too hard for mine, yo.
all right.
But anyway,
Yo,
who else? Cass, come on here and drop the link. This is her topic. Yeah.
yeah, it's an awesome topic. That's for sure. I
So if
got
I was to
definitely,
start a church, right?
yeah,
If I was to start a church, because my man Kingdom just reminded me of, man. And I always had this conversation. My homeboy, you know, I don't know if I ever told anybody. I had an intern 12 years ago, and he about to be my boss in a couple of days. However, this shit worked out. You know what I mean? But my
damn.
intern, you know what I mean? He used to be a youth minister, but now he in his lower 30s, and now he's developing. And I run him. So we argue back and forth. But one of the things he's a big advocate of, you know what I mean, is when he was growing up or when he was part of his youth ministry, the church lived off tithes and certain events. He is an advocate on the church being self-sustainable, where it gives. So his whole process, and he's an engineering dude, is building infrastructure for, you know, the church that he's networking to build to be self-sufficient, whether they have property or they earning on real estate, which he's at, or earning on finances or education, which is, you know what I mean, it has means to co-generate, or whether it's in banking or loans or insurance. So he's educating himself and networking with people to bring that in, with like-minded people to bring that into his thing. But he's educating himself now. But he's an engineer, so his mindset is a little bit different from his shit. Don't work in real life because he's disconnected.
Gosh.
but 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 the concept is sound, and it's a lot of things that I like about the concept that he bringing to it
Yeah.
that I don't see a lot, because I see a lot of church that deal with a lot of fundraising, you know what I mean, and tithes, you know what I mean, and thing. But the concept of this brother, and I was talking to Kingdom Defense about it, and he's on doing about the same thing. And I'm glad to see brothers, and I walk in the church, it'll probably strike on fire. You know what I mean? Because I'm ill. I'm that dude. You know what I mean? My shit been sold 100 times over.
Yeah. But now,
Yeah.
actually, it's a lot of churches because it's a church down the street from me. And one of the things that they do is they actually own apartment complexes. So they own apartment buildings, and that actually funds a lot of the church. So it's like, even when tithing is slowed down from the members, they still got income constantly coming in that won't affect the quality of the church.
What my partner, my little young boy was telling me, he's in his 30s, so I still call him, he's 36 years old. I still call him a little young boy because he was a baby boy when I was grooming him. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
What he was talking about, my little young boy was talking about, what he was saying, that the tithes that come into his church is used for charity. It's to help those in need. That's it. That's the only purpose of it. There's no building fund. There's no nothing. But that's the thing. It doesn't exactly work the way he explained it to me, because he doesn't have that much experience in making shit happen.
Right, right.
But the concept is sound. His concept is sound, and it's a dope ass. It's a dope ass. The details of it is Larry, and he beat this shit into my head. He fights me back hard, and I shoot him down forever. But it's nothing but love. You know, I've been dealing with this dude for like 12 years since he got out of grad school. You know, he's a NYU Polytech dope ass dude, top of the line, better than Ivy League type dude. You know, and that's
we need people like you that's always going to ask question, what next? I remember the first time we met and we were sitting in the at the range and you was like, and then what? And then what? And then what? I went home to my wife, was like, yo, I love this dude. yo, I love this dude.
I'm just, yo, this for real. It's not analytical or anything. I'm just the type of dude that just like to win. But at the same time, and that's another concept that we have to look at our freedom, you know what I mean? And this has a lot to do with this topic.
Yeah.
We have to pay for shit, right? We have to pay for shit. Point blank. This shit ain't free, right? Some people some people are just die-hearted. They're entitled and feel like they deserve it. You know what I mean? The other side of it, and it came up during Billy Live, which I reflect on during this live, it ain't free, right? What are you willing to give up for it?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't pay for it with the stuff out of your pocket, what are you willing to sacrifice for it? Because it's never going to be free. It's never ever going to be free. What are you willing to give up for it? And everybody has their fucking limit. No matter how hard two-way advocate, these motherfuckers stormed the White House, stormed the fucking Capitol with all this shit. But when it came time to pay for it, everybody got a solved fucking story. Everybody got a solved story. What are you willing to pay? You know it comes with a cost. What are you willing to pay for it? You know what I mean? Me, I'm gonna pay my $200. I be on some sucker nigga shit or some sucker shit. All the fuck. You got a path of least resistance and a path of most resistance. I'm gonna find out, okay, what's the least resistance? Who is keeping their firearms? I see private security companies, they're gonna be able to maintain their firearms with all the Gucci shit and all of that. What do I need to? This is how I think. They got police, right? And then you got private police that all the rich people need to daggone fucking do what the fuck they need to do. So hell, if I really was invested in this shit, what do I need to get the shit that I need to get? All right, I can't do it as an individual. So I'm gonna form a private executive security or private security contracting company where I can have this Gucci shit and be like police. If I was into that type of dope ass shit, SWAT team jumping out of helicopter shit like that, and I wanted to have the Gatling guns and all that dumb shit, I would make a company that I can have. But I'm not really, I ain't that far, I ain't jump off the cliff that far yet. You know, but when I do, that's what I would do. You see what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Taking the individual. So if you really into that shit, you got to separate yourself from the right and make it right. You got to not be entitled to the right, but make it right. What do they identify? What do the nation identify or the government identify? Or who is the government? You got to ask yourself, who, if the government is not protecting the individual with their police or with their laws, they're not actually protecting the individual. Who are they protecting? And that was another lie. Third world was the first world that I came through. What is it? What is the police for?
To protect companies, the corporation.
Thank you. So if their job is to protect the corporation, and the whole government job is to protect the corporation and not the individual, you need to become
the corporation.
Period. That's it.
You're right.
And then your job for real. Instead of becoming corporate property, you need to get some corporate fucking property.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their job is to defend the machine. You need to become the machine, not part of the machine. You need to become a separate machine, a smaller machine that they need to protect. You know what I mean? And develop something that not lasts your lifetime, or not for today, or not for tomorrow, or not just your lifetime, but the next 100 years. You see what I'm saying? Legacy. And most of these corporations that you see now, even the newer ones, like you see the Microsoft and the Amazons, that shit was built to last the next 100 years. The Sears, that they built that shit to last 100 years, and it died, and it's still struggling. But the money's been made. Not money is a bad word. The interest has been made 100x, a million x. The interest has been paid a million x. What they started the company for, their original goal was exceeded, millions x. We look at Sears, now Walmart, maybe in the 70s or 80s or whatever the fuck Walmart started. They exceeded their original goal. They're into the X. They shit lasting 100 years. Even if Walmart failed tomorrow, they fucking good. The royal families in England, you know what I mean? The royal family lost America. They lost the entire British crown. You know what I mean? The British flag used to raise all over. They controlled the entire fucking world. Right?
Right.
Now they control absolutely nothing but an island and a couple of Caribbean islands and a couple of fucking little that don't produce shit. Is the bread going though? The bread was made motherfucking 500 years ago. That shit still like, do they look broke to you?
Not one bit.
Not one fucking bit. Are they struggling to you? And they fix themselves so they're fucking tax exempt. They don't even get fucking taxes. And they immune from jail.
Life is good.
Life is fucking good.
It's good. Yeah.
Life is good with them. But that money, them motherfuckers never, the little bit of bread that, you know, the new king make, that's just playing around fucking money to spend on his side chicks. You see what I'm saying? Or to spend on his side boys, or whatever the fuck he chooses to do. That's just play around money for him to gamble and go to you know, Monaco, or, you know, one of these exotic places to go gamble and do his thing. You know what I mean? That's his pocket money. That shit, he could blow that in a day and still be good because everything is structured in a certain way. So he's free to do whatever the fuck he want to do. That's real free. And I would like people to be real free where the taxes don't even fucking matter. My man Donald Trump, right?
Right.
I fucked with Donald Trump since I was a kid, and Donald Trump was a real inspiration when I was a kid. Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. I grew up in an impoverished neighborhood, and shit was fucked up. That show with Lifestyles with Robin Leach would show Donald Trump was the main star of that shit. He was young then. He was in his like 20s and 30s, and he was flexing his mansion in Miami, the Twin Towers, and Trump Towers just opened up in New York. And I would go there. I would see him. He used to hang there, be at the hot dog stand, talk match. He would have meetings on the corner on some ill shit. And I would just stand out there as a little kid, 12, 13 years old. It's like, yo, watch. Like, my man was moving and shaking and had the world in his hand and on TV, like doing it big. In reality, I know how the shit really, really worked. But that was later in later education.
Yeah.
But what he provided me was he inspired me that there was another side of this shit, and that what these motherfuckers here is doing, we don't call that money over here. We don't call that living. And then I just like, I want that. That shit is dope. The gold toilet bowls, however tacky people seeing this, you gotta look at me as a 11 and 12-year-old. A gold toilet bowl, that shit was the realest shit. Who the fuck has gold toilet bowl? And then you break down the properties of the gold, how it's like like it doesn't pass, or silver, it doesn't pass on viruses. It's not all of this shit. Like gold is a beautiful fucking thing. That's why you want a gold toilet bowl. You shit in a gold toilet bowl, your shit don't stink. And that shit fact. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, that's why you got a gold toilet bowl, because it's your shit don't stink.
All right. And on your taxes, you get the depreciations of that gold.
Yo, my man, then he became president, showed you the blueprint. My man went in there and did what the fuck he wanted to do and give a fuck about nobody what he wanted to say. And nobody asked themselves, how the fuck did he do that? But that's what I asked myself.
Same.
How the fuck did he, or even now he ain't president no more, how the fuck is he even doing that? That's what I need to do. Follow the fucking blueprint. This shit, the way they're taxing us, for our freedoms, right? It's the same way they've been doing it since the beginning of fucking time. It's copy and paste, wash, rinse, repeat. All right. We see the cycle. Identify the cycle. Now, how to get on the other side of it? Now, I need to copy, paste, wash, rinse, repeat. And we need to, and I know for a fact, we all need to do this together. This tax stamp thing, if y'all ain't figured this shit out, then y'all fighting and say, why I gotta pay this $200? You already behind a fucking curve. Because there's a tax on every fucking thing. It's the everything tax. It's the every fucking thing tax. The question you need to ask yourself is how to get ahead of it. You know what I mean? How to become the determining factor. The determining factors right now, there's two sides playing the game. There's the pro-gun game, you know what I mean? GOA, you know what I mean? Our ally TGOA, the Firearms Policy Coalition, and all these other groups, right? They run in one racket at one side, right? And then you got, Moms Against the World, or fucking Stop the Violence, KRS running them niggas. They aren't playing on the other side, you know what I mean? And the money's getting fed. You know what I mean? So Democrats and Republicans, the money getting fed, depending on where you at with the bread coming in. And it has absolutely, positively nothing to do with two things. It has nothing to do with you as an individual and nothing to do with the fucking guns. It has everything to do with the corporations. And there's two things that going on with the corporations, right? The corporations want you to go your ass to work, right? So they can pay you, right? So they can charge you a bill or a mortgage for you to pay them back the money they just paid you. And if you have money left over, they want you on the other side to spend that money on getting high, buying marijuana, buying cocaine, so you can go to work harder to buy more cocaine, pay your bills, and work harder to buy more cocaine and marijuana and pay your bills, so you have nothing to do to empower yourself. So you do not wake up and you do not get a firearm. You do not educate yourself on how this should work and start a company or figure out how they're working. They just want you to spend the money getting high and paying them getting high with the change and paying them the rest, or not paying them and spending your money getting high and all that shit coming back to them. And it's all of a sudden a coincidence that America has a fucking opioid crisis when opium is the main thing that Afghanistan produced. It's just a fucking coincidence. All right, fuck it. It was an opioid crisis in the 60s and 70s, but opium happened to be one of the biggest things that Southeast Asia produced. Oh, we fighting the Cold War. South America coming thing. So South America come to play. It just so happened now we have a cocaine and crack crisis. At the same time, the people who we're trying to do shit with, the only thing they got to produce in Bolivia and Colombia and Uruguay is fucking coca. And it's just a coincidence that we having issues down there and that their main import is just flooding our fucking streets because the corporations want that. So they say, oh, blame the Mexican cartels. We can't go to war against them. But at the same time, how are these malls getting built? How is that money? That money just frequently goes. You know, it's hard to move money now. That money just frequently goes through fucking Mexico in cash bundles and get eaten by rats. No. That money gets spent, bro. It gets spent on these high-rise hotels and these luxury clubs and these resorts that everybody go to right here in the fucking America. You know what I mean? And the politicians' pockets and you know, what's the group? The Moms Against Motherfucking Gun Violence, because those organizations that you think they getting their money from somewhere. Because we need to stop the crime because crime fucks up money here. So we need to go against crimes. Get these crimes on the street. The criminals only need to have the guns. So every legal right person who have a gun to defend themselves to stop the criminals from doing their shit, the criminals are against those people. So these organizations that are against those people, Moms Against Violence and Moms Against Firearms, they're getting money from some fucking where. Why don't you think it's coming from the fucking criminals that are feeding these organizations, right? At the same time, we need some kind of conflict. Where the motherfuckers that's profiteering off of the shit who getting their malls built, and we need to they getting money from the other side of it. Police departments. The police department is not going to let them shut off. If crime automatically goes down, what's going to happen to their budget? What's going to happen to their staffing?
Budget goes down, staffing gets deleted.
So what about my pension? Well, the department doesn't have the money to pay your pension. You think these motherfuckers is going to let this shit stop? This shit, the money train, bro. Get real and figure out how to jump on board and stop fucking playing. Get on board. How these motherfuckers, my man DC Money, everybody need to do their thing. DC Money jumped on the train. Right or wrong?
Right.
Jumped on the train. Yo, the government train is my train, and I'm riding that shit out, and that's how it is.
I mean, don't get it twisted. The government train is my train too, because a lot of, and I'm in the DC area. The federal government, local government, city, state government, you know what I'm saying? Those are my customers. Those are my customers. So I want the government to
love the train.
Oh, yeah.
Find your place on the train. Find you a seat on the train and get real fucking comfortable. And that's all I'm saying. And don't be a subject of the good evening, ladies. What's up, Guns Don't Argue? Don't be a matter. Joe Biden, you want to come in here and talk your shit? Because Cass broke out. But this is her topic, though. Cass broke out. I don't know how to work this. She usually runs this. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But all I suggest to people is don't own too much, but control everything. You know what I'm saying? Control everything. Control. And if you don't know how, just look at what these motherfuckers do. If you see these motherfuckers, and this is my biggest problem. The tax thing is part of it. The interest thing is interest on tax and tax on interest, right? Understanding these simple fucking terms will take you to the really, really next level. This is the side that I really don't understand. If you see, and we had the live about this before, if you see that the government, the constant thing they go through every year is this fucking debt ceiling thing, right? This debt ceiling thing, right? And I see a lot of people in the 2A community talking about the US dollar is going down and they turn to crypto and the scare and you need to invest in gold and this and it's a scam and buy more ammo. Y'all looking at the shit, y'all looking at the shit as an individual, right? And it's only one side. Look at it as a whole. Who does raising the debt ceiling benefit? Or creating artificial inflation? Or creating an artificial stimulus? Who does this benefit? So when you figure out who does it benefit, the next thing is, how is this going to benefit me? That's how that's the analysis that you have to look for. So for a couple of years ago, man, before the daggone, the C thing happened, we had a guy and he lived, what I mean, he came up during a time when, Barack Obama had to stimulate the economy. Everybody ate for a little while because that 2008 crash was hard on everybody. So that man, Barack Obama, had to do some bullshit and it felt real good because everybody felt whole again. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Everybody felt whole again and everybody was getting whole again, right? But it felt so good. It was like a shot of crack. My man come in the spot when Barack Obama couldn't have the seat no more. And he said, that shit felt good. And you was a good dude, Barack Obama, but I like your style. But I'm sorry I called you an alien from Kenya and everything. But you made me feel good. You know what I mean? And he said
Right.
that live on TV. He's like, Barack Obama, you a solid dude. You know what I mean? It was all good. Barack Obama slide out. I want to do that same shit. But it wasn't that time to need it, though. He did it. And everybody pockets got a little filler on extra when they really didn't need it. They was getting it anyway. But that little extra ain't nobody fucking complain about. Now, you got to pay for that. Right? So how the fuck you pay for that? Because ain't nobody, we're going to raise this, we're going to raise that. But the shit going to crash. So the only way to fix it was to slow down the spending because motherfuckers been spending too much fucking bread. So how do you slow down the spending to some gluttonous, greedy motherfuckers? You got to make everything high again and unaffordable and unobtainable. You got to shut down the amount that they spend on food because most of the shit they buying for food, they wasting. We got to make the food so expensive that they only buying what the fuck they need in order to slow the spending shit down.
Yep.
So we're going to slow the spending shit down. So how do you do that? You inflate the cost of everything. These motherfuckers had cheap gas for 2 motherfucking years. We need to stop them from motherfucking spending money on gas. But they got to go to work. Fuck it. Raise the price up. Let them complain to the corporation. They still got to go to, let them quit their job. You know what I mean? The corporations benefit because where they used to pay rent for these big office spaces, they don't need it no more because they didn't see the loss during the thing when everybody was working from home. And then if you ain't even needed in America, they shot that shit offshore anyway. So you got to ask yourself, how do you benefit? First thing I did how do I benefit when I asked myself all these questions?
Right.
I hired a fucking Filipino and virtual
A
assistant.
virtual assistants. Right.
First thing, that's number one. Number one, because I don't need to have nobody to do this dumb shit for me. That I can't afford to pay that. I got to pay $7 an hour. I pay $100 every 2 weeks and I'm good to go for 80 hours. I'm good to go. And it's not just YouTube I use it for. It's work shit too. It's other shit. It's unlimited. First thing. First. They doing it. Let me do it. Second thing. All right. Let me figure out what the fuck. Okay. I'm spending money on these firearms or whatever the fuck. And this is too much out of pocket expense, right? It was just it started out, seriously, the firearm travel started out as basically I was naked. I didn't have anything and I didn't really believe it till it became something I enjoy. But I don't have the luxury of just having things to enjoy because things that I enjoy, I want more of. So I buy more of, and then it becomes a liability. So
Okay.
how do I take this liability that I have my enjoyment and write it off? Because ammo, you spending fucking. I bought 1,000 rounds a month ago. That shit done. I got like 4 boxes. That shit done. This shit is expensive. This shit is expensive. I need a tax ID when I go to Ace Hardware right now. I'm like, yo, you gotta write this. At least I'm not paying this, and I need to separate this from my regular life.
Oh, no lie
Or
there.
else
No lie.
it becomes that's what they doing. So I use them as an example. Like, who is this country built for? This country is not built for the people. It's built for the capitalists, the people, the entities that control the people. So you could either become a god or a follower, a sheep, a worker, a peasant, a slave. I'd rather be the god, the planter. You know what I mean? You become the planter or the seed, the machine or the gear. And that's how you beat the tax game, man. Create your trust, pay your little bit of create your trust, minimize your taxes because nothing's free. But there is efficiency. And
Right.
that's our word. Nothing's free, but there is an efficient way to win.
And also, even with people, like, even if they don't want to start their own business, even if they work for somebody else, it's still knowing the knowledge of the, as long as you know the information, you can still structure your paycheck to do the same things that have some of the same powers. Yeah, it's not like you have to go out there and quit the job.
Figure out how to make your money work for you.
You right. So it doesn't have to be like you got to quit a job or something like that.
You don't got to do that. Like I said, find an accountant. I ain't talking about motherfucker because I work every day. I work every fucking day, and I got a corporate fucking fucked up ass job, right?
Yeah.
I regular Cass something different because she has a different philosophy of life. She's from somewhere different where you had to earn you had to have alternative means of earning.
Right.
Me, I was born to be a fucking slave. She taught me how to run away, how to get free, how to be free, how to be free. Being free means you have the options to do what the fuck you want to do. Like my man Donald Trump when I was a kid, I wanted to be like that. And that's free. When you do what the fuck you want to do and don't work, and the consequences are just something that you think about. But it's not something that you necessarily have to deal with. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
Donald Trump showed me. It's something that he thinks about, and it probably stresses him out and shit like that. Whatever they charging him with, Georgian federal court, but it's not necessarily something that he personally is going to have to deal with because his money and his support, his following, his infrastructure that he built up throughout his life is going to take care of the rest of the bullshit for him. It's just a pain. It's just like a pain in the ass or a rock in your shoe. You know what I mean? And that's the area of the game. It could be on a micro, not necessarily on a macro, but that is free. That's freedom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see the point. I see your point. Yeah.
That's freedom.
I still don't want his problems right now.
Oh, I'm indicted. They're going to take my picture and I'm looking stupid. Right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, they talk about me and run me in the dirt. It's an inconvenience. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's got to deal with that, but there's no consequences to whatever he did. That's freedom. He don't have to pay for that shit. He just has a headache from it. He's paying in frustration. In the meanwhile, we're frustrated and paying instead of paying with frustration. Yeah. Yo, that is the word, bro. Insulation. You know what I mean?
Insulation. Heck yeah.
That is the Jova. That's the word. Insulate yourself from the world events. And I see 8 million preppers and all of this shit, but they're not insulated from it. You know what I mean? Insulate yourself. Insulation, right, is just one part. Having the options to move as you need to move. The freedom part is the other part. You know what I mean? And there's a third part of it, right? The third part of it is that's way advanced, and that's gonna say that shit for another lot because the third part is about fucking fear. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we all guaranteed gunfighters, but fear is your crippling neighbor. If you don't believe in yourself, you doomed from the door. You know what I mean? Believe in yourself, respect everybody else, and just roll with it, man. But anyway, I got in the live, man. Before I go on another fucking 5 hours, I got 5 more minutes, man. Anybody got something shit to say, man? Ray Official, what'd you say? Don't do your own shit. I can't. Ray, tell me what the hell it is. Yeah, don't do your own shit.
Oh, with the taxes. Yeah.
I know people who do that.
Yo, I will never do my own taxes or none of that.
I ain't touching that shit, yo. That shit's suicide. And they made it easy for you to pay them. They made that shit easier for you to pay them. Fuck them, yo. For real. Fuck them. And yo, I fucked up on my taxes for real, on my tax filing this year. This year. I'm telling you, this year.
Word.
Not this year. 2021.
Oh, okay.
2021, right? That shit was fucked up, man. And this cast full, I swear to God, this cast I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. And I'm still fighting these motherfuckers, man. I'm fighting like 3 states.
Oh.
I'm fighting 3 states and the fucking Fed because of cash shit, but she ain't here to defend herself. So I ain't even fucking, oh my God, yo. My shit crazy. But I should have known better. But the accountant, you know what I mean, told us XYZ, and Cass only looked at the bottom line.
Got it.
She only see the bottom line numbers, but she didn't even look at the rest. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah,
oh my fucking God. And the accountant lady is pressing her to is just agreeing with her. I'm like, that shit don't look right because it's consequences to this shit.
Yes, it is.
But they were aligned. So fuck Armel. Armel don't know shit. And just what I said happened. It's almost like divine manifestation. I said, I don't want to do that. My shit would, my shit would have only been fucked up in 2 states. My shit would have only been fucked up in New York and Maryland. I was happy. Not happy. I could deal with that.
Yeah.
That's something that was expected. But this Virginia shit was next level. That was the biggest. Virginia is the most tedious fucking place. If you live in Virginia, I won't recommend anybody who do their own taxes to do their own taxes unless they're a fucking CPA, accountant, bookkeeper, some kind of fucking professional. Right?
Right.
I wouldn't recommend anybody. But if you live in fucking the state of fucking Virginia, or you have to deal with it, or work in Virginia, or doing business in Virginia, you absolutely positively have to, because their shit is next fucking level. They want every dime, everything on every coin, and they ain't bullshitting, and they don't use computers, and you got to send them a fucking fax.
No negotiations, no nothing.
After the facts. Not after the fact. They don't do emails. These motherfuckers draconian. So you know they got my old Ma Pop out there reading every line item. That shit better than the fucking computer, yo. Cause they nitpicking that shit. The old grandma she got like 50 copies and highlighting shit, yo. That shit real. They got a human touch to that shit, yo. And that's more thorough than the computer, because the computer be missing shit. As long as the shit look good, the computer be missing shit. Grandma, you know what I mean? Grandma about to retire from the state, about to get her pension, and she just want to maintain her excellent standard that the state of Virginia done gave her a star for. Man, they be going through that motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was like, I'm talking to the tax lady. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Well, you got to resubmit. I was like, we still dealing with that shit. And that shit was last year.
Shit.
Yo. And she's like, well, all you got to do is resubmit the. I was like, oh, I'll call the people. I was like, how do I You got to fact. And I knew that already. So Cass telling me, well, they don't got an email. No, facts. If you send them a fax, shit is so outdated, right? Fax shit is so outdated. Like, well, who the fuck has a fax anymore?
Yeah.
Fax. That means that they need a fax, FAX, that grandma is out there highlighting some shit. she ain't get to, she's still working with old Excel spreadsheet and Office 95 and shit. that shit real, boy. But this is a Commonwealth, and they ain't fucking playing. And that means that whatever get through the daggone computer screening process and whatever the fuck the computer scan, grandma better than the computer. You know what I mean? Grandma got, she got her grandkids at home. She working on her retire. I've been doing this shit for 40 years. You know what I mean? You
right.
Tell me shit. She thorough as fuck because she's trying to keep her pedigree going. You know what I mean? But I hate talking. My neck hurt talking about that shit. That shit make me have a bad sleep. I'm suffering from that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you a number tonight.
Huh?
I'm gonna text you some telephone numbers.
Oh, who is the accountant?
Yeah.
I can't hire a new accountant because it's Cassie's sister.
Oh shit. Yo, I kid you not. So like, I had this one accountant for probably 20 years, right? I have been working with this one lady for the past 20 years. And I kid you not, I had to let her go and upgrade to another accountant. And the fact that we did that and we went to a bigger company, we instantly started saving money.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like you got to leave, like you love them, but you got to leave them because
I've been saying this shit for years. Listen, man, her sister, right, worked for one of the most powerful law firms. She's the executive. She's the senior executive accountant for one of the most powerful law firms in the fucking DMV.
That's what's up.
New York City and New York State. They're here and there, right? They run crazy shit. They do corporate law. They do crazy shit.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say their name, but they run all kinds of fucking scandal. And the past few years with my man NYC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the orange hair was running rampant. You know what I mean? They repped them.
I know who they are.
They books is they nice and everything lands on her desk because she top dog. She run the entire department and his shit is beautiful. Do that shit with me. She can't, you know what I mean? Not everything she doing is uppity. Do that shit. She won't do it. And she been rocking with them for 30 years. And she been doing us for 15?
Man, that's half. That's still that's a lot. That's some
Yeah,
real experience.
yeah. But she make they shit be looking like I ain't gonna talk because she probably gonna tune in and listen. But she be making them people shit look like wow, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Do that shit for me. You know what I mean? Anyway, I ain't gonna talk about it. She in Dubai right now, and she probably listening to the live because it's a different time over there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go, man. They done fell asleep on me. But Ray Official, man. Yeah, man. They who's else here? We rolling down, but I'm gonna holler at you. Thanks for coming in, DC Money. Guns to
Yo, thank
argue.
you.
Thanks for coming in, man. We talk that shit later, man. I'm gonna end this live.
All right, brother. Peace.
All right, guys.
Peace, everybody. Much love.
Much love.